voice of the Valley, AM 1450 KBMW. Charitable office, and it is a special week, folks. It has been a long time coming. 30 years it has been since Breckenridge was last in the Prep Bowl, and the last time they won it, the only time they've won it, was in 1988. So this year, we're gonna this week to preview it, we're gonna bring on members of the 1988 team, and I figured what better way to kick it off than the coach of the 1988 team, Mike Belseth. Thanks for hopping in the studio, Mike. I very much appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, and before we get started, I just want to commend and congratulate the Cowboys on their run, because it's a very exciting time for the community and all the people involved in the process.
Yep, I remember you and I talking before the season started. We had some excitement for coming into the year, and it felt like there was kind of a buzz. So how fun is it to see them kind of take it and run with it?
Well, that's a good point, because in '88 our expectations were high and we met it. And one thing I always told the kids, you're earning it on the field. Money can't buy this. You when you walk away, whether you're runner-up or state champ, which we had been both, it's from your hard sweat that got you there.
Mm-hmm. And you guys had, like you said, had been to it a couple of years before. 84, a really good team. That's probably one of the best teams that has come through here. 84, you guys had made it and fell short and didn't make it to the Prep Bowl for a couple of years, but then 88, you guys were back in the big game. And tell me about just kind of the journey of the year. And I remember there was one big gut check game on that schedule as well that you guys had to gut out. So if you want to just kind of take us through the season in 14-0.
Well, the thing about it, back in those days, we had to get by Monoman twice a year to have any form of success as far as advancing into the playoffs. So people can relate to that. And being we have a huge NDSU fan base here, you can relate to how grueling a season it is. These kids now will play their 14th game, and the effect it has on the next year, because you've played that long into the season. Because right now, with the 7-class system, there's only 14 teams left, and everybody else is playing basketball or wrestling or hockey. So it's an important time, and your accomplishments have to be commended.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure there was a lot of people that are, I looked through the schedule. I printed it off for you. I was scared I lost mine, but I can take it through, folks, just a really quick run through. You guys took care of Wapton 28-7. Fantastic to always get that border battle win to start off the year. And then the defense, you guys are going to lose your mind at all the shutouts here. Frazee, 16-0. Monoman, as you mentioned, fantastic squad, great tradition there. You guys beat them 21-6. East Grand took care of them 37-0, 23-0 over Barnesville. Pelican Rapids 28-8, and then the Perm game 6-3. You guys only kicking a couple field goals in that one.
And actually, that was an overtime game.
And in overtime, oh my goodness! So you guys had a 3-3 score at the end of regulation.
Yes.
Talk about what was there. What were some of the emotions going into that OT?
Well, Perham's defense especially was very solid, to say the least, and as was ours. And we just it was a 3-3 tie at the end, and later on you're going to tell the fans that we beat them 23-3 in the playoffs.
Yep.
And that was probably the most nervous I've ever been for a game in my life, because fortunately we had the record to host the game, but we had no idea what to expect in a semifinal game in the section, not the state, but in the section, one of the toughest opponents you could have, and we played really well, and we came out victors, and then went on to the playoffs from there after beating War Road in the section title game, and they had beaten Monoman to get to where we were at.
Yeah, and I will go through the rest of it with Bagley 27-0. You guys bested them. Hawley 27-10, 23-3 as you mentioned against Perm. Warroad 27-0. Is it Meyer Lutheran or Mayer Lutheran?
It's Mayer Lutheran.
Mayer Lutheran.
They're out of Mayer, Minnesota, and at that people, since we've had such a good volleyball run, Mayor Lutheran won the Class 1A volleyball this year.
Oh, wow.
So that's the competition that we were facing.
Mm-hmm. And then Deer River, you guys bested them 12-7, and that was a team that had taken care of you guys in the playoffs, correct?
No, we hadn't lost to them yet. That's
gotcha.
further down the road.
Oh, apologies.
But the one thing that people will remember about that day is it started snowing early in the morning, and Kenny Beckman, city crew, swept the field from about 10 in the morning till kickoff because it snowed, a real wet snow. They had to push snow to get a path out to the football field, and it snowed pretty much throughout the whole game. And Bruce Yagi scored the winning touchdown to put us in the Prep Bowl, and then Morris beat Granite Falls, who had beat us in the Prep Bowl earlier. So Morris and Breckenridge met for the title that year in '88. And what's interesting about that is that was back in the days when we scrimmaged Morris. So we had actually scrimmaged them early in the season at Breckenridge. But we had about 6 kids sit out that scrimmage. So we probably left Morris with a lot of confidence this time around. But anyway, then it was kind of interesting that we would meet up with the old district basketball rival Morris in the Prep Bowl.
Yep. And then were you guys? What was kind of the? Were you guys surprised when you saw that they got by? Was it Granite Falls? You said?
Yeah, they got by Granite Falls in overtime, and I guess we knew the winner of that game was going to be a tough matchup, but. Morris seemed to dominate the southern part of the state, and you don't think of us as south and north, but Morris was from the south, we were from the north, and traditionally the southern teams have fared well in the Prep Bowl as opposed to the northern teams. There is exceptions to that, but so we knew we would have our hands full.
And then you guys coming away with the win, 21-7. Matt Hasbargen with a pair of TD catches from Jeff Visner, and Vizzy also with a pick 6 in the game too. So a really great effort from squad. You guys actually had 4 defensive touchdowns on the year, which kind of speaks to how dynamic the defense was. But tell me about how just you can take me through as much of the Prep Bowl as you want.
Well, the thing about the Prep Bowl game itself, as you mentioned, we had lost 2 Prep Bowls. The first one against Jordan in '83, and then we met Granite Falls in '84, and that one is still kind of a sore spot for me because we thought we were going in for the winning touchdown, and we fumbled, and Granite Falls did win the game, and Granite Falls was a very good, solid football team. And then the next year we thought we were a shoo-in, and that's why I want to remind all the fans how good of an accomplishment it is that these kids are in the finals this year, because we had a really good team, but the aforementioned Mahnomen Indians came down and upset us, and we sat out that year in '85 with probably one of our better teams, and so you just can't take this for granted. It's just the old adage of one play at a time, 1 inch at a time. It's so important because every little thing that leads up to the result of the game is so important.
And we can stick with this game a little bit. I am excited to hear kind of some things that you maybe think are kind of similar to this year's team that you've seen. But before that, if there's anything else for just kind of the community turnout that you guys got for the Prep Bowl.
Oh, it's fantastic. The only bad thing is we played in the Metrodome, but the weather was so terrible, the fan bus and the band bus got canceled back in Breckenridge. So we're indoors where it's nice and warm and heated, but our fans, a lot of them, didn't make it because of the weather outdoors. But we opened the game. Morris scored first, 7-0, and our style of play was field position, and that was the first Prep Bowl where we successfully accomplished the field position aspect of it. And then we scored twice, as you said, Matt Hasbargen, and passes from Jeff Visner. Excuse me, I got to say Jeff Visner.
Yep, it was Jeff Visner. Yep.
Remember, it's 30 years ago, 33 years ago.
I did.
Jeff Visner.
I made sure to double check it too.
Yeah, okay. Yep. But anyway, then we pulled ahead 14-7 at halftime, and then we had them deep in the in their territory, and they had the ball, and Jeff intercepted a pass. I suppose it was about a 15, 20-yard reception or interception for the touchdown, and then basically for the rest of the day we just played field position with them because I guess I wasn't in a point where I'd want to do anything stupid to jeopardize the win, having, as you said earlier, being 0-2 in the Prep Bowl, and so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is our 5th chance at the Prep Bowl, and again, I can't emphasize enough how many teams don't get there and don't get the opportunity to have this great feeling that the fans are feeling right now.
And the excitement is just so fun around town. It's been great. Before I came in here, I was actually talking with our very own Bill Dablow, asking him, I said, what do you remember about the 1988 state championship? And I think you're going to love his answer. He said, my band was playing at a bar in Morris, and I was the only Breckenridge fan there. And boy, was I loud.
Well, I maybe even can top that because a future head coach at Breckenridge, Terry Horan, was cheering for Morris in the Prep Bowl because he had a Wilmer Morris background, and so he's told me many times that actually he was cheering for Morris. But anyway,
he was a double agent when you guys brought him on.
Yeah, but no, the fan bases again is just unbelievable. Breckenridge, I've always said this, is kind of a funny community. Everybody kind of goes about their own business, but if there's something to rally around, like a referendum, like a Prep Bowl, they just, I don't know if the right way to say it is they come out of the woodworks, but they do, and it's fine. They should share in this because this team is representing the history of the Breckenridge program. It's not this year's team because a lot of kids are looking at these kids wanting to be these kids 5-6 years from now, and it just builds a continuity that's really hard to explain.
I was texting someone saying we got to put more respect on the 1995 team because every time we say first time back in 30 years, everyone keeps correcting us because they think we're talking about the last time we won it. And no, we're saying the last time they were there was 30 years ago. And so I texted someone that was on that team, and he said, I have so many teammates that I haven't talked to in so long that we've been in contact, like in the last couple of weeks. And he's like, I'm bringing my whole family to the game. We're going down to the cities, and we're going to meet up with some there. And it's the excitement has just been fantastic. So I'm glad you've been able to share in it as well, Mr. Belseth.
I kind of chuckle, too, with technology. You've got to remember now everybody's 33 years older from when we won it, and there's a lot of people trying to figure out technology so they can watch the game on the live stream. And I'm assuming this game will be on that antenna TV out of Fargo.
Yep, 45.
So 40, but it's Prep 45. But I think it's called Antenna TV or something. You'll have to search for it. But it's kind of funny. Even people going into the game down there, I had to laugh. All these people trying to use technology to get into the game. So things have changed in 33 years. Yep,
different stadium, but all the fan support has been consistent, and obviously the community support has been consistent with the last time that Breckenridge was able to win a Prep Bowl. What are some other things you maybe have seen from following the team with this playoff run that has reminded you of your 88 squad?
Well, I guess the main thing that I see is they're meeting kind of the expectation that they had or were hoping to have for the season. And it's tough to accomplish that because last Saturday in the U.S. Bank Stadium, here's Murray County Central on the 2-yard line going in for the winning touchdown, and next thing you know, the Cowboys are scoring the winning touchdown. And so, I mean, you can't take anything for granted. Every little thing is so magnified one way or the other. And Murray County Central, I'm sure, was expecting to be playing Minneota, and they would be pretty much neighboring towns down there. But the Cowboys disrupted their plans.
Yep, that they did. It was so fun to watch them be able to make history. And then I don't know if you've seen if you saw the Minneota game beforehand, or if you're familiar with them at all.
Minneota, like I say, historically, that's been just an unbelievable solid program, and it's kind of funny. when I graduated from college, I was actually on my way down to interview at Minnesota for a job.
Oh, wow.
And I got home, and my wife said, Breckenridge called and would like you to stop for an interview. So we stopped in Breckenridge, and Fred Marsden offered us a job, and we never went on to Minnesota. So I've been following Minnesota for years, and they're really solid. One thing, the old cliche, they will not beat themselves. You have to beat them. It's kind of the Breck rivalry with Manoman. You've got to beat them because you know they're not. And ironically, who's playing before us? Minnesota and Manoman in that game. So these it's fun to see the Cowboys back in that mix too, because you're establishing a lot of things statewide now. We think of it locally here. But now all of a sudden you're representing the whole state of Minnesota in what you're doing, as opposed to just the conference or section.
Yep, I had heard Coach Yegi say in the press conference, trying to make it the epicenter of Minnesota football. That is the goal.
In a 1A school, that's going to be a tough one, but that's a great goal to have. But the Edinas, Minnetonkas of the world, they can kind of reload, where in the rural area like we are, you kind of play with the cards you're dealt, and it looks like we got a good hand.
Oh yeah, very good hand for this year's team. And my final bit would be any kind of advice for the guys, whether it's be enjoying the moment, or if you have advice for the coaches as well.
No, I the only thing, you just said it. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the ride. Because don't wish your life away, because your life will go away. So don't wish your life away. So it's Monday today, so enjoy Monday, and work up to it. And it's kind of interesting. I heard that they had kind of gone into the bank the other night to watch Moorhead and get the atmosphere. So look at the ceiling, look at this. So when you go out there, you're there to play the game of football, and that's what got you there to begin with.
Yep, and I will let you know I found out the name of their group chat that they've had all season long that shows how much the goal is front of mind. They call it the bank heist.
Okay, I can't relate to modern technology and my modern mindset, but it's a great goal to have. And then the other thing about it is, when it's over, it's over.
Yep.
So that's why you just have to enjoy the moment, because I won't say a death in the family, but it's kind of like that. It's over.
Yep.
Monday morning will come and it's over. So you got to enjoy it while it's there, and I'm glad to see the excitement and everybody enjoying it.
Yep, that's fantastic advice for the guys going forward. Mr. Belseth, very much appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure.
And we'll be talking once again with some other members of the 1988 state championship team as the week goes along. You are listening to the Voice of the Valley.